Okay, so it's Sunday. Oh, this morning, I'm doing my video now. So don't forget my dream. All right, so last night was, what a night. Yes, we're going into a new moon in Leo. So anyway, a terrible dream that my daughter was dying. And so in the house, I'm looking out the window, and I'm just going to start channeling. So I'm looking out the window, and my whole family, my siblings, my brothers, my nieces, nephews, are all like sitting on the corner, and my mom is pulled up in my Jeep. And she's got her arm out the window. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? So I ran out into the street, and there was Emily, and everybody was surrounding her, and she was dying. And so her arms looked like mop sticks, like they were real skinny, her arms and legs. And she turned and she looked at me, and she said, Mama, and she gave me the beautiful smile, and she laughed, and she said, I've been wearing the same shorts for 3 days. So I started screaming and crying in the dream, and I was like, no, because she was dying. So I looked at my mom, and I said, you can't let this happen. And my mom was like, you gotta let her go. And so I literally grabbed the side of my Jeep. I could feel myself. I was lucid dreaming at this point because, it's a traumatic thought, right? In dream state. So I grabbed onto the side of the Jeep, and I started screaming to God. And I looked up and literally was looking up at a blue sky with clouds. And I was screaming so loud in my dream that it was as if the dream started to warble. So I was in between two worlds, right? Because in essence, I was so upset in the dream, I started to shake the dream. And then because the dream started to shake, I got scared that I was going to blow the universe up and realized I was dreaming. So I started calling out last night to Gregory, and I started like doing this, rocking, right? And so I called out, and I was like, Gregory, wake me up, wake me up. And so he finally rolls over. He's like, what are you doing? You're dreaming, wake up, wake up. So I was up for an hour last night, like staring into space. And so there was more to that. There was more dreams after that. The second part, when I finally went back to sleep, was my grandfather had walked in, and he was super strong. And so he walks in, he hands me this piece of paper, and it's a brochure, and it says The Town. And so I said, well, what is this? And he says, I'm moving into an apartment. I need you to help me make these phone calls. And I'm like, oh God, I gotta go to work, Paul. Like, I don't have time, right? But he said, help me make these phone calls. But I kept looking at him, and I was like, Paul, you are so handsome. Like, he was strong and tall. So I said, let me call Mom. So I call Mom, and I pick up the phone. I'm like, Paul's here, and he wants to move into an apartment. He wants help, have you talked to him lately? Because, like, he looks really good. And I said, I don't even know how he got here. So Mom's like, no, I know nothing about it. So I said, well, let me talk to him. So I hung up the phone in the dream, and I said, okay, Paul, like, we will help you, but I'm like, how did you even get here? And what's going on? And he said, I'm gonna move into an apartment now. He goes, I rode a taxi, I came in, and he goes, I'm feeling good. And so in essence, I said, well, okay, well, let me make some phone calls for you, but I gotta do it later. And I said, you go call a taxi, and so at that point, you go back and do your thing. So again, I'm dreaming, right? I'm dreaming. All of a sudden he hugs me, and he goes, teach me sign language. And I said, what? And he says, teach me sign language. And so I started crying in the dream, and I'm like, teach you sign language? And he goes, yes. He goes, my taxi's here, I gotta go, but teach me sign language. So, and then I woke up again from said dream, and I'm like, what is going on, universe? Third time I go back to sleep. See, what am I here? 3 minutes into this video, good. So anyway, y'all are like, she's nuts. No, but I have to do this. I have to channel this dream. So 3 minutes into the dream, I'm back into my apartment in Clifton, and Loki is looking at me like, Mom, what are you doing? And he walks out in the hallway where he would always kind of try to escape, and there was this black and white cat who's looking at me, and I'm listening to them in my dream talk to me like humans. And so they say, animals can channel human beings can channel animals. But anyway, he's talking to me in the dream, right? And so I said, this cat's gonna come in and take your stuff. You need to get back in the apartment. So the cat darts in the door, grabs his toy, and then runs out the door, and Loki comes out after him. So that was part of the dream for the next part. And then at the end, I'm downstairs with Maria, Anthony, and Hannah, and I'm paying them to do work downtown. So anyway, those are my dreams. Yeah. I'm just gonna hang up now. I don't even know what to say, but I have to record this and keep it. So have a good morning. Bye.